Alrighty then, everybody. So it's your old pal Cape Joel back again for another trailer breakdown. And oh boy, do we have a doozy of a trailer for you today. It's been blowing up the internet. People are losing their minds about it. My own personal inbox was overflowing with people asking me if I was going to cover this trailer. Well, yes, I'm going to cover it. And you know what? Let's not waste another second. Let's get right into Captain America Civil War trailer number 2. And as we dig on in, we see a lot of snow. Being Canadian, this touches me in a really meaningful way. This is either somewhere deep in Russia or outside my own window. I can't really be sure which. We see a military bunker. We gotta wonder, is this Hydra? Is this the Russians? Is this a flashback to Bucky's life when he was still under their control? We see him on ice, essentially, which leads me to believe yes, or very possibly, did Bucky get captured sometime after the end of the Winter Soldier movie? Because, of course, we saw him on the run. Did he get recaptured, or are these just repressed memories? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he did get recaptured, because in the very next scene we see Cap hanging out in what looks to be the very same military base. Is this a breakout? Is this how the movie starts? Is this Cap going to save his buddy? From there, we see, of course, General Thunderbolt Ross briefing a couple members of the Avengers team and saying, he's not happy. He's not happy. The people are scared. You heroes, you've saved the day, but after New York and Sokovia and the events of Winter Soldier, people are scared. People don't trust you. Your popularity is on the decline, man. People aren't trusting you. This is the government, man. This is Washington. It's all about approval ratings, and your approval ratings are low. And who should come to the rescue and say that, he's ready to make people believe again? He's ready to, make the Avengers great again? Well, it's everyone's favorite capitalist, Tony Stark, wearing quite possibly the sleekest Iron Man suit to date. It almost looks like it's part of him. Now, it's so sleek. It feels like he's wearing nothing at all but Iron Man skin. Next up from there, we see, I love this so much. Tony talks about how he plans to go to any length to, make the country safe and make people feel good, and we see a prison in the water. This has to be the Raft, right? This has to be the famous Marvel superhero prison. Here in the movie, it looks like they've kind of repurposed it to be like a Gitmo, to be like a Guantanamo Bay. That Captain America is not cool with what Tony is doing here, building essentially what I can only assume is a secret black site off the books prison. Honestly, I think it's really cool to finally see the Raft show up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know I'm one of these people who have been complaining forever that the villains always end up dying or falling off stuff or disappearing. Maybe now that we have an official prison to lock up supervillains in, maybe we can start seeing some of these guys recurring more often. And, I love me some recurring villains. Next up, we see a fleeing Bucky getting chased down by Black Panther. It's interesting. In the original trailer, the first time we see Black Panther, it looks like he's running away from the rest of the heroes. Now, judging by this and the fact that they were in the same kind of underground car park area, he wasn't running. He was chasing after Bucky. How interesting is that? As a matter of fact, we're going to see Bucky and Black Panther fighting all throughout this trailer, and I have my own personal theory as to why I think that is. Next up, we have the scene we, of course, will all remember from the Super Bowl ad spot, and that is Bucky attempting to kill Tony Stark, and Tony only just managing to stop the bullet by having kind of his suit glove on and everything. Man, just so much history between these two characters. I wonder if they're going to explore. I know a lot of people were wondering, what could possibly be the inciting incident to have Tony turn against his friends and more or less become something of a villainous character in this movie. And, I think an attempt on your life will certainly do it. And another thing, which you'll remember because they heavily implied it in Winter Soldier, is that Bucky may very well have killed Tony Stark's parents. In fact, they pretty much all but don't say it, that he was responsible. And you can only imagine that's going to be a major driving force for Tony to want to catch Bucky and to kind of want to reform everything. Another big thing that might, help Tony's turn to the dark side, or at least his turn to the more villainous side. They stressed it very hard in the original trailer, and they stress it even harder here. We see Rhodey take a major hit, and Tony kind of cradling what looks to be his lifeless body. I know a lot of people have said that Civil War is going to be a movie with a body count, kind of a movie that refreshes itself. And I mean, man, killing Rhodes, that would be That would be a major ante to up, and it's like he's popular enough and beloved enough that people would be really sad if he died, but not so integral to the plot that if he died, people would be really mad. Even more so in the comics right now, they seem to be working up to it. Perhaps in Civil War to the comic, that Rhodes might die in that story. So it would be kind of interesting to see like a multimedia death for him all over the place. Black Widow gets some love, fighting some armed military dudes just in her civilian clothes. So clearly she has become an enemy as well, and she's fighting people in her own right. Man, we get a hardcore scene of Tony just backhanding Cap with his iron fist. Just talk to the Iron Hand, everybody. That's not cool, Tony. Why you gotta be like that? An interesting thing to note is that the place they're fighting in, the place he hits him, is the same facility in which Winter Soldier Bucky was being held. I wonder, do we come back to this place, or is this the end of the movie? Marvel trailers, of course, very famous for, moving stuff around, kind of editing and airbrushing in and out characters. So I have to wonder if this is another thing they're trying to put in to kind of fool guys like us who break down every scene of the trailer to try and figure out what's going on. Once again, Bucky fighting Black Panther up on a roof. Actually, this looks like it might be the same car park. No one really knows yet how Black Panther figures into this story, but I have my own personal theory that I think is strengthened by this trailer. We, of course, see the embassy explosion, and a bunch of people seem to be, putting the embassy explosion on Winter Soldier and on Bucky. Part of me has to wonder, was Black Panther there as part of like some peace mission? Was he there at the embassy because he's more than just a superhero? He's a politician and he's a king. Is there maybe something in Bucky's programming that told him to, go kill Black Panther? Maybe Baron Zemo was trying to start a war between the United States and Wakanda. I personally think that would be a really cool impetus to start off this movie, and even more so because unlike other politicians and other leaders, Black Panther wouldn't take that line down. He would be a king and a politician who would be like, get me my suit, son, get me my suit. I'm going out there to handle this myself. And man, they look like they have a great little hand-to-hand fight. And wow, the hits just keep on coming after that. Scarlet Witch turning on the Vision, these two characters who are lovers in the comics, now fighting, and man, Vision is not doing good. Chaos magic is the ultimate ace in the hole, apparently. You can just do whatever you need it to. Dude, Ant-Man riding Hawkeye's arrow, dude, how friggin' cool is that? Oh my god, so sweet, so sweet. Crossbones in a big fight in what looks to be a Brazilian favela against Captain America. Man, all these heroes have been fighting each other. You forget that there's villains in this movie and that they're going to factor in at some point. Crossbones design, pretty cool. I always enjoyed Crossbones in the comics, and now they've upped him a lot more. They've made him less badass normal and more guy in a cool piece of power armor. Tony and Cap just having it out in a big old fight, and Cap coming back with a great callback line to the first Captain America, where he says, I could do this all day when they're fighting. That was the line, of course, that Steve, before he got his powers, when he was getting beaten up by that bully in the alley, said. And the fact that he's saying that to Tony now in this scene, I could do this all day, man, that's a powerful piece of dialogue. That's basically saying that Tony is now the bully in that situation, that's where he is at this point, and in Cap's mind, and just wow, man, that's gutsy. That's gutsy every time. That's powerful stuff. We get another look at the airport fight. The airport fight that's all over this is both the two teams are about to come smashing together, and all the heroes are there. Or we think all the heroes are there. I mean, this is huge, right? This is everyone we've seen so far. How could they possibly hope to top something like this? Oh, I don't know. Maybe freaking Spider-Man was to show up. Oh my god, Spider-Man. I know there was a lot of rumors flying around that this second Civil War trailer would feature Spider-Man. I'm like, no, I don't think so. He'll be a post-credit scene, maybe, maybe they'll drop a reference to him, or we'll have to go see the movie. They're not gonna put him in the trailer. They put him in the freaking trailer, and he steals the entire goddamn show. The execution on this one was perfect. From, doom and gloom and brother versus brother and security versus safety and, law and order and politics, only for Spider-Man to come swooping on in. Tony calls him Underoos, which is absolutely amazing. He calls him Underoos. He steals Cap's shield, comes sliding on in. It's like, hi, Hi everybody, I'm Spider-Man. Hello. A lot of people have been talking about his costume, and we'll get to his costume in a minute. But can I just compliment Tom Holland's voice for a second? I think the voice is absolutely perfect. It's nerdy, it's nebbishy, it's a little nasally and a little annoying, but that's what it should be. And he's also kind of a smartass too, because he's like deflating this super serious moment of these heroes who have known each other going to war, just being like, hi, it's me. I'm Spider-Man. I'm very starstruck. I like all you people. And now I'm here. And also, animated eyes. His eyes actually do the squinty thing like they do in the comics. If you're a big comic reader, you'll know in like the Ditko, Romita era, and even now, to trick people into making it look like Spider-Man's mask has emotion, they would always change the size of his eyes, and it looks like they're doing that now. I know a lot of people compared that to Deadpool, being like, oh, look, they're ripping off Deadpool. I don't think it's so much of a rip-off, I just think it's a standard comic thing. As far as the suit itself, man, is it bright. I was not expecting the suit to be this bright. Those are very primary red and blue colors. They really smack you hard there. And the spider is tiny. That's a tiny little spider. Again, that's very going back to like the 60s era. Really, the other striking thing about it is he's got like these little V's on him, like they're not solid. They look very Iron Man and very Stark Tech, which makes me wonder, is that how Tony plied Peter Parker over to his side by essentially making him a suit, and will maybe Peter make his own suit in the following movie, or in his own solo movie was he rocking like a more like low budget type suit? I have to wonder. It's, man, just friggin' Spider-Man there. There's, yeah, just so much I want to say about it. I mean, we see the webs, we see him grab the shield, he's super fast, he's super agile. You gotta wonder what kind of role Spider-Man's gonna play in the movie, too. Of course, in the Civil War comic, Peter Parker and Spider-Man were on Tony's side, but famously turncoated against him and went to join Cap. And I wonder if that's gonna be the same thing here. Is he going to kind of be... Is he gonna be the audience? Is he gonna be the everyman caught between the war of these two titans, but in the end he's going to have a change of heart and go join Cap? Because even though both sides have pretty decent arguments so far, the movie is ultimately, at the end of the day, called Captain America Civil War. Is his movie, so he's ultimately going to be the right one. And I wonder if Spider-Man joining Cap's side, if that will be, the big turning point. Overall, yeah, that's the trailer. Friggin' insane, man. I cannot wait for this movie now. I was excited before, but now it has just jumped to the top of my list. This looks to be insane. This is another Avengers movie. In fact, this almost looks bigger than the other two Avengers movies, is the thing. It would be easy to call this Avengers 2.5, but I almost want to call it Avengers 3 just because of the sheer amount of content that's going to be in here. I friggin' love the trailer. I think it's nuts. I think it's crazy. Just so much to mull over and think about that I'm going to continue to mull over and think about. Thank you again for watching the breakdown. In the comment section down below, be sure to share your own thoughts and feelings about the trailer. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, everyone, Gabe Joel out.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.